Good morning. Just checking the texturing work here. Hey, Joe. Happy Friday to you. Good morning. I may have to touch up some of the texturing here. I have today off. Good morning. Well, that's good. Any specific reason why, Joe, or is it just the luck of the day? I'll get that cleaned off in a second. Any mental health day, found out the other day my mother-in-law has stomach. Oh, boy. Yeah. Good for you, Joe. First of all, good for you for taking the day off. Because, yeah, I think sometimes when we get news like that, it's good for us to take the day off. And I'm sorry to hear that. That's rough, brother. Hey, Nick, good morning. How are you? How did it go yesterday? This looks good. Let's get some coffee in. Have her move in with us. Hopefully she come here. Oh, that's nice. That is good news. Is your wife amenable with that? I'm hoping, yeah. I'm good. Got an email say I successfully completed my testing session, so I guess that's good. That's certainly a step in the positive direction, correct? I'm sure it was an aptitude test. Do you know the field? Oh, wow. That'll have to get recast or redone. There we go. I think we're just about there. Not too concerned about this. Like I said, any area that's kind of hidden, I guess, I'm less concerned about. I'll try to get in there a little bit more, but for the most part, it's all right. Well, there's a general aptitude test, reading comprehension, math conversions, and reading blueprints, finding missing measurements. Yeah, nice. Nick, can I ask what the job is? You may have said it before, and I apologize if you did. I know that you said it's a union job, but I'm assuming it's some kind of a probably like a pipe fitters kind of thing or something to that effect. Correct me if I'm wrong. So I just did a little rough cleanup or just cleanup on this thing. So interestingly enough, if we take a look at the surface here, I'm still trying to figure out. It's like I'll know better when I get primer on this thing. But how much is too much, right? How much is too much? That looks to me, that looks good. There are areas where I'm gonna have to do some more. Like right there, it looks like that's where I had too thin an amount of the Bondo was just like that liquidy stuff. It's a lineman job. Lineman electrical. Excuse me. Okay, we're gonna do the mud flap. It's electrical. Nick, I don't know why. For some reason, I thought you were more into the mechanicals than into electrical. Why? I don't know why I had that impression. I'm so sorry. a man of many talents. I would say you are. That's me, George. I am the pipe fitter. I knew that. That I knew. One of our members at Patriot is Tom Boisvert. Such a good guy. He's a union pipe fitter up here in Boston. Worked on a number of like the big dig projects and stuff like that. So if you take, I kind of like the fact that the texturing on some of this stuff is a little different. So if you take a look at the texturing on this versus the body, it's different. Which I think in some, and I'm just going to ask guys for good morning from a rain-filled evening in Japan. Almanacs, good evening. I'm sorry that it's raining, but hopefully you needed rain. Certainly we could have used some earlier. Welcome. Morning. Is it morning? Is it morning your way? So I'm looking at the texturing here, and I like that it's a lot larger than the texturing up here. You can see right there that I'm going to have to do some touch up because the texturing just kind of disappeared. I was a pipe fitter and welder for many years, also mechanical and hydronics. That's what I thought. Wow. You are a man of multiple talents. So I like that the texturing is different. This here, it's funny looking at it in camera, it's totally a different look. The upper body and this flap are different. And I think that kind of makes some sense. I'm going to work on that in a second. Getting some more of this stuff down. Almanacs, what part of Japan do you hail from? It's 7:25 p.m., but assumed you were in early a.m. due to the stream time. Yeah, it is now officially 6:20, almost 6:20. Oh, right there, 6:25 p.m. Yes, a.m. Jeez Louise. It's been a long week. And mentally yesterday work fried my brain. So not in 100% best of spaces right now. Welding sucks. LOL. I did TIG. I don't know. It depends on what you're TIG welding. Back in the day when I was working in bikes, I would have loved to have been a TIG welder. All right. Yeah, it's still coming out a little juicy. Well, anyway, Almanacs, welcome. Thank you for joining us. Appreciate it. I have from the cold Nordic Viking country of Denmark, but I'm currently in Hokkaido. Oh, wow. And if memory serves, now, Almanacs, correct me if I'm wrong. Isn't Hokkaido kind of climate-wise not dissimilar from Denmark? I did it all, Joe. I did a fair bit of aerospace welding, white glove environment, and AC. Wow, damn. I'm envious of guys like yourselves. All right. Oh, scheisse. Let's get that off. Excuse me. Don't be? What do you mean don't be? Don't be jealous? No, are you kidding me? Dude. Having skill sets like that, I think, is always good. You know, that was a tangential to a conversation I had yesterday that really fucking frosted my balls. At work, that is. All right, let's get the brushes going. And the first thing we're going to do is I'm going to do this last. I'm going to touch up this area last. It has identical seasons, but everything is more extreme. Winters are colder and snowier. The summers are warmer. Really? I did CNC sendless for NASA 0.0. See, that kind of stuff is kind of cool. I'm going to tell you, I'm not going to lie. That's kind of cool. I didn't realize that Hokkaido the climate was actually harsher. Interesting. All right, let's see if we can get the texturing right on this. Something tells me this is going to actually, the back and the front are going to be very different. Let's get the glasses on. Let's get to town. Sorry, guys. See, it's cool, but you pull out your hair. Well, not a problem for me, Joe. Just saying. Oops. Hello. I'll say, except for the stench of doing this, it's actually really fun. There's something to be said about, doing this kind of work. I'm going to go with the small brush and go around the antenna later on. I've decided that's the one thing I've learned, again, every time you try a new technique or enhance a technique, I've done this before, my second time doing it this time. You start to, pick up things and learn things and get better at it, right? Isn't that what, I mean, one of the benefits of being a scale modeler, I think, is it allows you to learn all sorts of great new techniques. And you should try new things all the time. Done it for a while. I've done it for a while. Oh, yeah. Morning. Hey, Tom. Good morning. Yeah. Almanacs. By the way, I'm George. Feel free to call me George. If you'd like to provide your first name, that's great. And I will do my damnedest to remember it. I started working on Gundam models in the 1980s. I worked from, like, say, the mid 80s until the early 90s stopped. I collected a lot over the years. And then back in 2018, got back into the hobby and now I do a lot of, I still do like anime, sci-fi, stuff like that is still my passion, but I'm also doing a lot more armor. I've done planes. I'll do anything that kind of I can tell a story with. I was thinking about story yesterday too. Give me a second, guys. I'll give you a little George's take on that. Now he does tanks in anime style. Yes. I will do anything that brings me joy. So I was thinking about story, like what is it about the Spartan, the Destroyed Spartan that I worked on? Because it really doesn't have much of a story. Then again, at the same time, I think the story is more in the construction itself and the ads, the work that was done. Sometimes, we get into and I'm certainly that you get into the habit of thinking that story is telling about, like a diorama or vignette, like what this is going to ultimately have. But story is actually a lot more than that. Story could be looking at like the minor details on something. And how did that happen? That's why in some ways, when I look at, I'm going to use the example of when I look at clean planes as an example, like a clean plane build, I'm not getting story. You do some weathering and damage to it, there's story to that. All right, now we're going to pull out the other brush. Does that make sense? I'm getting into scale modeling again after having stumbled across almost all the Robodeck. Oh, yeah. If you watched that in the 80s and the Zentradi vehicles, I know Macross extremely well. In fact, that's the Spartan that I was talking about, the Destroyed Spartan. It's one of the 5 major Destroids, the non-transforming figures, non-transforming mechs. That was a super fun project I did years ago. So yes, very much into Macross, original Macross in particular. Love original Macross. The newer stuff doesn't, I mean, mechanically, it doesn't get me as much. That's not to say I don't like it. It just doesn't get me as much. That would be cast 2, would be my guess. Trying to get some cast texturing on the surface here and having a hard time. Give me a second, guys. Sorry. All right, let's go take a look and see what we got here. I don't know. He does things. Yeah, stop. I'm snapping up the MG Virtue now. Almost done with that one. Nice. Did you see Star Trek Academy? They have female Dominion Klingon. Now that is a story. That could be a story. I have not seen that. Haven't done it since childhood, 30, 35 years ago. I'm in the same position. That's when I first got into doing Gundam and other stuff back in the 1980s. Almanacs, it almost sounds like you and I might not be too dissimilar in age. At least that's my thought process. It wasn't because the HG, we have more of the Spartans and Trotty instead of it being license locked. Macross, the HG name bothers me. The HG name? Oh, well, it doesn't bother me so much. In the end, it's also introduced a lot of people. Robotech introduced a lot of people to anime in this country, in the United States, and I think that's very important. Sometimes you got to do the good, the bad to get to the good. Guys, give me another moment. I'll be right there to take a look at some more of the comments. Let's turn this part over. Okay. Let's see. I always love the Destroy designs. Very weapon platform on legs. Very much. Yeah. I love building the older ones from the 1980s and then hopping them up. I've done the Destroy Spartan and the Phalanx. I've got the Tomahawk. I'm forgetting the fourth one and the monster. The monster I want to have sized up to 1/100 and then work on a 1/100 scale so I can get them all done in 1/100 scale. That's kind of my hope. At some point, I'm just going to have somebody scan the original parts and have them 3D printed. That's my long-term goal for that. That's going to be probably a project I'll work on when I get to retirement. All right, this is getting a little rough right now. Let's get my thinner. All right. I love the original show, but have given up on getting into the franchise. Yeah, I'm sort of in the same way. I don't need to follow the entire franchise. That's my thought process. Good evening, everyone. Hey, Edwin. Good evening. How are you, my friend? I'm still on the fence about turning on the heat. I'm the same way. Have not turned it on yet, Joe. But it's getting damn close. Damn close. Harmony Gold. Yes, the company that made Super into Robotech. That is correct. Yeah. I don't look. love Harmony Gold or hate Harmony Gold. In my opinion, it's like, do I think that they did a disservice? And for the last 35 years, 40 years, they made it very difficult to get Macross seen in this country? Yes. But do I also think that they were the ones who brought a lot of anime, introduced a lot of anime to us? I still remember watching Robotech. I was in high school at the time, early college, and it was formative. Was turned the heat on last night. Hey, Peter, good morning. How are you? We usually hold on until November. That's what I'm trying to do, Peter. I'm trying to hold off. As long as you can layer up, Joe. Exactly. I wish I could get a 1/72nd scale of the monster. Yeah, I would. I'd like to get a 1/100. I've got the 1/200, and that's the one I want to just have scanned and have parts made for. So I can get a 1/100 scale. I want to get all of them. I'm a small guy. I prefer I prefer everything in the smaller scales personally. You know what Japanese do? Plot plate and a ruler. I could, not going to. Hey, Damien. Good morning to you. I got myself a new model kit. What did you get for a kit? I may need to replace this stuff too. This stuff is starting to get a little dry. Yeah, let's replace it. It's not like I don't have a ton of it. I still have the AC blasting. What's the temperature down your way? Guy making the 1/100 Dendrobium is about 70% done. Yeah. And he can keep it. I think it's great that he's taking that kind of effort doing that kind of stuff. I'll pass. I love doing the super detailed stuff, Tom. You know that. But I'm also looking to complete projects. And part of that completion, in storytelling means I got to start working on models. I'm not sure I can put another 16 months into a project. If I were in my 30s, it would be a different conversation. Yeah, that side's a little too juicy. Guys, give me a second here. Sorry. Adam, Peter, Damien. Woo. We'll be looking at the hobby store tomorrow to work. Base color, the top of up. Nice. And Peter. Hello. And she may have helped bring anime over, but that was 40 years ago. Then they done everything in their power to destroy the franchise. Yep. Not going to disagree. But for a lot of us, it was formational. So this new name display thing permanent? I have no idea. That's a great question. If you want to, the reason to dislike it, she should be remastered soundtrack to a Robotech that made George Lucas's special edition song sound like Shakespeare. Really? In what regard was that? Almanacs, this is the first time I'm hearing this. So what happened with the soundtrack? By the way, Peter, hope everything is going well at home. High 80s to mid 90s. Oh, man. Sounds like a little slice of heaven to me. Good news today. Seems like nephew interested in building a model kit. I love it. Probably a car, Nissan Skyline R32. Cool. It is time to lead the child on the dark path. God bless you, Edwin. I think the guy is also competing projects at the same time. Have at it. I totally forgot what you were doing. I am currently I'll show you in just a second. Give you a second. Instant gratification. Takes too long. Nice. Yeah, things are really looking up. Thanks. Excellent. Very happy to hear that. I am doing textured surface application on the on this Mach K kit. Ooh, Scheisse, that was problematic. Ooh. Smoothing that out. I hope I didn't just fuck that up. You got to remember, this stuff here dries fast enough that if you fuck up the layer, you're going to have a bad looking surface. You can't really screw this up per se. Unless you leave a big blob on the surface. And that's kind of what I almost did there. Sorry, guys. Give me another second here. Okay. We're almost done with this backside. I'm going to work on the front and the mud flap. What time is it? Yeah, not like it fucking matters. Hello, Joe. I think the guy is also going to be in projects. I totally forgot what you're working on. Hello, Joe. Give you instant gratification. Let's see. They re-edited the entire soundtrack for 5.1 at some point with the new effects, and it's just so much worse. Really? Is that on the movie or on the TV series? The original Love Do You Remember movie? If that is the case, now that's bringing back some memories. I think I might have heard about that. Glasses on. Damn it. Got it on the antenna. I'll wipe the antenna down in a second. Okay, let's get the toothpick on this. I'll hit that thing up with sandpaper when it dries. Okay. TV series, really? Huh. Interesting. I just found out something interesting about the Nissan F32. The suspension system was borrowed from a Porsche. Borrowed? Oh, I'm sure it was. Hey, steal from the best, as they say, right? I don't know if Porsche is the best, but I'll try to edit the intro at the same point. Really, I think they did anything with the movie. The only working on the TV series. I think they released the movie once back in the 1980s. Hated so much that I had to get the 1080p remastered upscale video and remix with mono audio. Nice. I love people who take that kind of effort. All right, we have to clean the brush off and then get into it. As you can see, it starts to pack up and then that becomes unusable. Whoops. I should purchase the Enemigo release of the TV series when I had the chance. I probably had it at some point. The other thing is, and I hate to put it this way, but kind of like Almanacs was saying, it's not like you probably can't find, because fans are fans, right? For better or worse. But there are times when a fan will go out there and do the kind of re-editing of an existing property, and post it on like on what they call it, on the BitTorrent and stuff like that. There are times when all of that is a good thing. Do I advocate piracy? No. Do I think there are times when it kind of makes sense for stuff like this? Yeah.
Bye, bye, love you.
Love you, honey. Have a good day.
I'll talk to you later.
Yep. My daughter heading off to work, taking care of little kiddos. Doing good work. God, it's that time. As I said, fuck work today. I had a shitty day yesterday, and frankly, I'm just kind of gonna do what I gotta do. I got to call a client this morning, but I'm not gonna rush to get to the office not gonna rush to get to the office today. Oops. I'll have to turn that around physically in a second. Give me a second, guys. Sorry about this. Yeah, that was a little too juicy right there. So I'm just trying to get some of the thicker stuff here. I'll let that dry, then I'm going to stipple it. That's the other nice thing about this is once it dries, it makes it a lot easier to stipple. Or it starts to tack a little bit more. There we go. Let's do a little bit of cleanup inside here. Because I definitely don't want this stuff on the inside of the cockpit. Okay, there we go. Wish I had purchased the Amigo. The fan release is nice if there isn't an official release. Love you too. Of course you do. Good morning, Ray. And Amigo official release was the Macross version in the States. I love me too. When they released it, it was nice. Middle finger to HG. Ray. Okay, let's just take a quick look at the texturing here, making sure I'm not missing anything, and I think I am. Do a little bit more here. Good enough there. Do some scraping. Yeah, so no, Nick said I could have used Vaseline, and I didn't because I'm just being lazy. And frankly, I don't even know if I have any Vaseline in the house, to be honest. That stuff will all get cleaned up when we get to the, what they call it, the bead welds. Coffee hit. When they released it, it was nice middle finger. Looks like I've caught up to everybody's posts, no matter the good thing she did. They're the one, very few people, groups that hit all my hate. I know. Life is too short for hate, Tom. Too short. Damien. All right, let's take a look at the texturing here. That's fine. Okay. We'll see how this looks when it's all done. But in general, I think we got that done. We're going to work on the mud on the back skirt and then call it a session. Let's clean the brushes again. That's why it's on my very short list of things I hate. I don't know. I guess in the grand scheme of things, when I think about things that I hate, I guess I hate things like what's a good example? Insurance companies basically dictating my what's going on with any of us medically. That kind of stuff. That's what I hate. I hate the fact that there's hunger in the world and that we have violence and atrocities committed. That's the kind of stuff I can hate. A company doing something stupid with a property, yeah, I don't care. Hate, maybe it's a bit strong. Again, to me, it's all about scale, shall we say. Richie, what's going on, brother? Mike, good morning. How are you? My daughter got her new job at a school in Stomash. She starts when, hey, congratulations. Mike, what is she going to be teaching? And what grade level? It's one of the few chats where I don't feel like everyone's grandpa. What is the age? I don't know what the average age is here, but I just turned 60 last weekend. So I think we got a lot of people here who are anywhere from, like, we got a couple kids, but we got a lot of people in their early mid 30s all the way up to their 50s. So yeah, ain't many kids here. Rocking 50 myself. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, you Almanacs, you fit in perfectly. Yeah, this is not. How do I want to put this? This is if people come here to try to learn something and to talk a lot. Yeah, no, this is about just hanging out in the morning, and I'm building a model. What's a good word, Richie? How's things going, brother? Richie, I want to go home already. Amen to that. And I haven't even started my day. Richie, you're about halfway through your day, though, right? Close? Maybe not halfway. Third of the way. I'm 20 in dog years, otherwise known as ancient. Nothing even close. Daycare, preschool. Oh, awesome. Interesting. Public school, correct? Because if you're saying Stowe, I'm assuming it's the Stowe. I'm assuming it's public school, or is it private, Mike? 46, 47 here. Yeah, see? None of us is young. Let's get this front side done. Get the skirt done. I'm going to start on the inside and then work on the way out. Okay, I have to hold it. Give me a second, guys. Yeah, this group's all about just hanging out. We talk all sorts of stuff. I'm seeing the messages kind of coming across. Corner of my eye. I'll be right there, guys. I'm soon going to a job for modeling. Nice. What job are you going for? You're 140 years old. It's kind of like that. What's done with the day job? Oops. Careful there, George. Putting your fingers where you don't want them to be. Private. She is still working in the schooling. She's in the long-term school. Nice. Oh, yeah, Mike. We might have to talk about that a little bit. On Sunday. I tried stopping counting years after 30 and 1 month, but it's got sad at 30 years old, 200 months. Yeah, this is the last year of my 30s. Yeah, I'm only 38. That's still young. Still young. You're as young as you feel. I know that sounds like a shit answer, but it is true. You are as young as you feel. And there are days when I feel ancient, and there are days when I feel like a little kid. Okay, I'm going to wait for, I'm going to go up here, do some texturing in here, just a little bit so people can see. I'm not going to go all the way in, but I'm just going to texture the underside of this thing. Nobody's going to see it, but I'll know it's there. Give me a second, guys. Brushes are definitely starting to pack up. It's kind of wild in some ways. Whew. Old enough to have seen UHF, even if we haven't yet. Yes, that is true. Even if we haven't. When I'm not at work. Nice. 20. Damien, you're 20 years old? Nice. Yeah, my wife is 37, but she acts like she's 50. Sweet. Oh, well, I'm an old fuck then. You're an old fuck. Oh, my God. Unless you meet a judge like you that likes to lift. The gift that keeps on giving, Tom. Later, fellas. Time to work. All right. Take it easy, Nick. Have a good day, brother. We'll see you tomorrow morning. What do you do when parts of you disagree on the age? My ego thinks I'm 30, but my back tells me I'm 2 million years old. Hey, Manny. Good morning. How are you? What do you do? Suffer. I'm also Greek, so that's kind of the standard answer. What do? You suffer. It's the one thing good about growing up Greek. We understand it's like life. In life, you suffer. Manny, how's things going, brother? All right, I'm going to set that down for a second. Clean the brushes again. Good morning, Emma. How are you? There's a build coming along. So far, so good. No complaints. Just doing texturing. Yeah, we'll see how it comes out. There are times when I'm looking at it, it's like, it looks really good. And other times, like, not sure. But it doesn't matter. We'll see. I might pull it back a little bit more. We'll see. Hi. Here is the youngest. She is 9. That's right. Emma is 9 years old. Good morning, Emma. I'm definitely killing my lungs. Yeah, extractor is going to be necessary at some point. Good morning, beautiful people. Hi, good morning. Doing well. Got back this morning from a cruise. Nice. Man, can I ask a question, Manny? You and your wife just seem to be like cruise people. I love it. Do you cruise to different places or the same place? Fine for the fjords and aim for Valhalla. I'm a Viking blood after all. Love it. I sent you my sunrise and sunset picture on Instagram. Did you? Oh, you're going to have to make me go onto Instagram, aren't you? I'll do that. Just for you, Manny. Just for you. Dwayne, good morning. What's going on, brother? Getting ready? It's our first cruise. It's your first cruise? Yeah, not. What? Man, you sent me some fabulous photos. I thought this is like a common thing for you. Joe, unfortunately, don't check messages at all. E wants to show Gio a picture of her Gundam Kitty, but how can I send it to Gio? Well, you can do it a couple different ways. Cruises are nice. They are fattening trips. One time, you can tell me that it's on Instagram, and I will check it, and that's fine. The other thing you can do is you can text it to me. I believe you have that number. Getting kids started on their Friday. Nice. Hey, kids. We usually fly everywhere, but we wanted to take the boys with us. Oh, awesome. Oh, you don't even respond. Well, you expect too much, Tom. Told you about. Yes, if you expect a quick response, yeah, not going to happen. But do I respond in time? Yes. This might take me a little while. Dude, because, okay, so here's the reason. And I've said this before, but I'll reemphasize. The problem is I get personal messages and I get work messages. And unfortunately, when I see the work messages, it's usually from a client who's upset. Or I got to take care of it. I get distracted by that. And by the time I get back to my phone, I'm like, I don't want to talk to anybody now. No offense. That's how I roll. Okay, we got that done. Let's get the back of this thing stippled, and then we're calling it a session. What time is it? Yeah, fine. Like I said, fuck work today. Oh, I'm sorry. God, you got to be careful. I know we got a youngster here. What the hell is all that about? Rather, there is 2. Wow, youngster. I don't know if I do have your digits. If not, I'll see. Ping me on Instagram, and I'll ping you back with my text number, Manny. Back to you in a month or 2. Be patient. Exactly. Example question: do you only paint with brushes, or do you also airbrush? I personally also airbrush, but as people have come to know me, I primarily build a lot of stuff, and I don't paint a lot of stuff because the painting phase is not my favorite. I love the construction side of things. Almost down here. Oh shit! Stuff I guess is getting a little tacky now. Really hoping to finish this stuff off. Guys, give me a moment here. I apologize. I just want to get this done. I've only got a little bit left here, and then I'm going to call this done. I don't want to pour out any more of this stuff if I can avoid it. There we go. Okay, we'll see how that goes tomorrow once we get to the sanding phase. All right, so at this point, main body has now been textured. Okay, check your phone message now. Okay, that was probably you. His masterpiece is an unpainted kit. Masterpiece? Do tell. My masterpiece? I don't want masterpiece. I would say right now, my best piece is still the Destroyed Spartan, looking at all the stuff that I've worked on. But next year, my plan is to at least get one thing from the backlog done. Which thing it's going to be, don't know, but it's going to get done. My hope is also, now that I've gotten Misa Hayase almost where I want for a figure, I've been talking to Don Johnson. He's one of my local guys over at Wings and Wheels chapter. And I asked him if we could maybe meet up so he can do like teach me how you do some figure painting, because he's a really, really competent figure painter, really good. And I want to learn how to do some figure painting. Haven't built in a long time. Really? Man, whoops, that's my wife. Give me a second, guys. I got to call my wife back. So I'm going to bail right now, guys. I'm just cleaning up right now. So why don't we do this? Let's call it a session. Manny, I hope you get back to the bench soon because your work is fabulous. All right, put this away. All right, guys, go out there and do good. Stay safe and stay sane. Thanks for being on this morning. I really do appreciate it. Fun journey working on this thing, and it's certainly fun when I have other people to do it with. Guys, go out there and do good. Brighten the world as much as you can. It's a crazy, dangerous world out there. It is getting crazier by the day, but go out there and just show love and respect for others. There's no time for hate. There really isn't. There's only time for love and respect. Do good. Enjoy the day. Almanacs, thanks for being on. Hopefully we'll see you again soon. But guys, go out there, do good, and enjoy. Peace.